Good afternoon, everybody, and happy daylight savings time day to you all. This is my favorite time of the year because when I get out of work, there's actually sunlight. Oh man, I'll tell you, I get so depressed when I get out of work at 5 and it's completely dark out. I just can't do it. So I really hope that they do vote this thing to be on all the time. We did get some snow, a lot of snow. It's kind of receded now, but there's definitely a lot on the ground. LaRouge will tell you that he's absolutely thrilled to be out here. But that's not going to stop me. I have today and tomorrow off. I worked a lot of hours in the last 2 weeks, so I figured I'd give myself a little bit of a reprieve tomorrow. So I took tomorrow off. And of course, today's Sunday, so I don't normally work. So I'm out here turning wrenches and having a cup of tea. So in a previous video, I showed you guys that I got a Spectra Premium replacement fuel tank for Double Dare XL, and it's sitting over here, and I'm getting all the groundwork set here for getting this thing installed, but I wanted to get a little bit of prep work out of the way first. And the first thing you got to do is obviously remove the old fuel tank. So here's the old fuel tank. 6 17mm bolts. They're captive nuts that are on the frame itself. There's 3 up here on this bracket, and then there's 3 on this bracket back here. So, and they're tight, and they're usually rusty, and you really can't get many tools in there, so you gotta kind of, I did it by hand. You know, that means you guys can do it too. So the plan is to remove all the the filler neck hosing and everything, and transfer that over, pull the sending unit and transfer that over, and run all new hoses back here to the metal lines. I have everything cut, and I'm just going to replace the lines and have all new stuff. So while I was back here, I took the wire brush to the frame and started just knocking off surface rust, and yeah, there was quite a bit. It was a little scaly back here. It's not terrible. I'm going to go over it with implement paint or something to just spruce it up a little bit. It's not going to be perfect. Well, of course, if you look at the back of the cab, you can tell this truck's not going to be perfect. It's going to be cool, but I'm not going to be winning any concourse shows with it anytime soon. So, drop the tank. Do some descaling a little bit here with a wire brush and a ball peen hammer. Knocked off a whole bunch of rust, and then decided to pull the rear shocks, which are also 2 17mm nuts. I'm going to replace that hardware. But I showed you guys in a previous video, I have KYB gas adjust shocks here for the rear. And in this box here, I've got more, I got front shocks for it. A couple things I've noticed that need to be addressed. This brake line on this side is not looking so healthy. I figured I'll replace both because that side is probably not that far behind. It's always a good idea to do that. The hose itself looks okay. I'll probably still end up putting a stainless braided hose on because I'm stupid with my money. I once said a long time ago, I spend my money unwisely so you don't have to. That'll be down the line. Getting it to run is still priority number 1. Making it look pretty is priority number whatever. So, but you can see wide open here the difference between the Nissan hardbody and the Pathfinder. That's the whole reason why I did this, and I'd like to make a drift truck out of one of these frames at some point, just because they already did all the hard work with the 5-link and the pan hard bar, sway bar, coil springs. Can't really go wrong, and everything's centrally located too. There's no fuel tank on the right hand side to make the truck lean to the side when you have a full tank of fuel, which is just you know, a hard body thing. And let me see what this these two Goofballs. Anyways, yeah. So there's that, and the fuel tank is I'm not gonna do anything with it yet. I'm just gonna shove it underneath the truck for right now. I gotta figure out. Leave a comment down below what you guys suggest I coat this fuel tank with. I don't want to leave it as bare metal. It's got a oil cover on it right now that once it gets out in the elements, it's going to wear off and then it's just going to start rusting. I want something that's going to last. I'm thinking Pour 15 or some kind of implement paint. I'm going to hang it and probably spray it. I mean, if I got to brush it on, I have no issues brushing it on there. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys recommend for painting a fuel tank that's brand spanking new. I don't want it to stand out, so colors like pink and orange are going to kind of be ignored. But if you say like implement paint, Pour 15, you know, some kind of other undercoat or bed liner or whatnot, I'm all ears. And tell me why you think it's a good idea. I don't know if I went over this in the last video too. It's hard to see. But the Xterra shifter with the cup holder is all set up and in place. Shifts good, looks OEM. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. All the wiring is done underneath the hood. I think there's only one last thing that I've got to do, and I got to look at my notes to find out. I'm so far along now, I'm just losing track of in my own head. I've got it written down on paper. Got that done in there. Wow, so much has happened. I can't believe it. Like today on Facebook, this cab, this actual two-wheel drive cab, my Facebook memories showed that today was the day back in 2013 that I actually bought the truck that I got this cab from. So I've had this cab for 10 years. I'm gonna get this stupid thing to focus here. Come on, focus. There we go. So I've owned this cab for 10 years. Today in 2013, I was driving up to the city of Rochester to pick up a two-wheel drive V6 long bed, heavy duty, and I got a good deal on it. Dragged it back to the town I was living in at the time and proceeded to start selling parts off of it. So this cab's been paid for, and I still have a lot of pieces left. A lot of pieces went into this project, and a lot of pieces went into the building a fun street truck using junkyard parts series that I have there. Sorry, I'm just a little bit winded after fighting all this down here. But so the next plan is to just yeah, get that tank painted, and then kind of go over the areas that I won't be able to get at once the tank's in place. I'm going to go over that with some paint, whatever you guys recommend. I'll probably do implement paint just to make it look spiffy, and then I'll put the shocks in, and then I'll put the tank in from there. So anyways, yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe if you really like to see some D21 stuff on YouTube that's a little bit less conventional. And you know, I would say that this truck definitely qualifies as less conventional. And I'm excited to see what you guys are building, so leave me a link down below in the comment section to show me what you're working on. And yeah, cool. Keep the community going, keep everybody inspired. And yeah, we're getting really close to start time here. As soon as the snow clears, we should be good. Look at these two. All right, Benny, leave the old man alone. Come on, over here. Come on. That's a good boy right there. All right, so that's it. 6 bolts. The shield comes down first. There's 4 bolts to hold the shield up, and then there's 2 bolts to hold the tank up separate from the shield. They're the middle bolts. So once you get the 2 middle bolts out, the tank just comes down. I'll probably get working on this as soon as we get about 10 degrees more temperature going on in here. And once again, I want to thank everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one. Pounding rocks, checking out. See ya.